bench was feasting last night on the Phoenix Suns. The Sacramento Kings bench, Kyle, they had 46 bench points last night, by far the most of the season, and it really hasn't been close for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was their first time eclipsing 30 as far as the bench points are concerned. And number two, they did it without Malik Monk. So when I'm looking through all of the games prior to last night, the first 11 games, it's 15 points and Malik Monk has 10. It's 25 points and Malik Monk has 17. So the idea that they got to 46 points without Malik Monk might be the most impressive part of the game. And I know what some people are thinking. Well, it was a blowout, but I went through all the games and the Kings have had a couple blowouts and it had not happened before with Malik Monk. So you did it without Malik Monk. And like we talked about in the first segment, as I mentioned, Pokemon and trying to evolve this again, sometimes to grow, tough things need to happen. Obviously, Mike Brown doesn't want DeMar DeRozan to have back issues, and obviously Mike Brown doesn't want Malik Monk to have his ankle issue, but it has forced Mike Brown to see what he has in Jordan McLaughlin, to see if Trey Lyles can turn it around, to give Trey Lyles a longer leash, to see if Dougie McBuckets, even though he didn't have one last night, to see if Dougie McBuckets could get going. And last night, a lot of those things did hit. Jordan McLaughlin, a lot of people were excited, okay, from what he did in Minnesota to being that guy that'll D you up, another kind of dog. And we talked to him during media day. Basically, the scouting report is this is a guy that's going to D up the premier guards, okay, from a secondary or even a third position in the point guard rotation, and he can shoot the three ball at a ridiculous clip. He was over 40% last season. Not huge volume, but he shot over 40%. So what's he going to be able to do on this team? And he had gotten spotty time at first. Again, Mike Brown. I mean, Mike Brown is all of us. You go with what you know. You go with what's comfortable. I'm Mike Brown. I want to win basketball games, okay? But situations like this early in the season, I know they didn't get on a plane because it was a home game, but it adds to the camaraderie of that team. Hey, Jordan, man, I never really saw Jordan play that much, and now I'm seeing Jordan cook for us. Trey Lyles, we've been waiting for him to bust out. We're excited from what we saw from Trey Lyles. Maybe that stuff never comes because it's the crutch that you have because you have DeMar DeRozan, because you have Malik Monk. So nobody wants these guys to be injured. Of course not. But could this help the growth of this team? All right. Going to Pokemon again. What was it back in the day? Well, they weren't coins, but you had to spend your Pokeballs or whatever it was. You can't just improve without giving something up.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person about that.
I had Pokemon Go back in the day.
Sure, when I was in like high school.
I don't want to hear that. I got another gray hair just hearing that statement. So now you're Mike Brown, and going into the next game, you think, I gave Jordan McLaughlin 15 minutes. He went 4-6 from the field. He D'd up who he needed to D up. Obviously, no Bradley Beal last night. We know that. But Jordan McLaughlin, he was doing his thing. He got some time against Devin Booker, and he gave us 11 points off the bench. He was 4 for 6 from the field, his season high. So you had that going on. But it wasn't just Jordan McLaughlin's season high. Trey Lyles, his season high, what he was able to do. Kevin Huerter, obviously he didn't come off the bench, but Kevin Huerter, 37 minutes for Kevin Huerter, 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 6 from three-point range, 22 points, 3 steals, 5 assists, 6 rebounds.
Kevin Huerter.
Stop it, Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Huerter.
Thank you, KD. So you did it against KD's team. KD wasn't playing.
Exactly.
So for these guys to do what they did in this situation, to be called on and to answer the call. Now, there have been times where they haven't. Kevin Huerter had a rough game in San Antonio, right? We'd like it to be less of a roller coaster. Shout out Six Flags Medusa. We'd like it to be more consistent. But we're 12 games into the season, 7-5. Could be better, could be worse. Phoenix Suns are 9-3. They're going through a tough patch. Who knows how they come out of it? That's a lot of Josh Okogie, okay?
Second most shots on the team
That's
for him.
a lot of Josh Okogie and Tyus Jones. I love Tyus Jones. He's going to have to be a volume shooter for you. Other teams will live with it. Ryan Dunn. How are they going to come out? It's still early. I'm not taking back anything I said yesterday. The Kings need to get on this run. And they better not lay an egg against the Timberwolves. And they might not have DeMar DeRozan. But every team is dealing with something. The show goes on. That's just what it is. So we love what we saw last night. The problem that we've had with the Sacramento Kings team these last couple of years is that they have been allergic to building on momentum. They have not been able to build on momentum. You win a game, you lose a game. You win a game, you lose a game. You win 2 games, you lose a game. Can we see a run? And it's going to start against Anthony Edwards. And you should have something for Anthony Edwards. It's the NBA Cup. We'll get into it more tomorrow, of course. It's the NBA Cup. I don't know if they're going with the gray. I don't know if they're going with the gray court again.
I mean, they're going to do the gray court, but the thing that I saw on Tuesday is that they're not doing the city jerseys.
The jerseys.
The whatever basketball calls them. But they're not doing the special jerseys.
Just go purple. Just hurt my eyes.
I want to see the new, the 03 throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
I want to see those in action. I don't know why they haven't worn them at all this year.
Just go purple court. That's what I want. That's what I want.
The gray one's not bad.
No, I like the gray one, but if we're going to be obnoxious, let's just go full on and be obnoxious.
I'm with you too on that.
We got plenty of time to talk about the Timberwolves coming to Sacramento tomorrow. We're going to hear from Trey Lyles and how he feels in one of his best game this season. And we're also going to hear from Keegan Murray on the 3-point shooting. And ultimately, a game like today or a game like last night, how happy should we be? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.